Uh, Undies from cringe. True. Bro, I can't play Gary's mod. My each time I try to record a video on Gary's mod, the game just crashes. I want to play it now, but it keeps crashing. Man, I have too many add-ons installed. This is so cringe. Gah. I can't even alt tab. This game is dog shit. Come on. Now my game is just frozen. Okay, well, let's see what the YouTubes has to say about all this. Cause I actually can't alt tab. How do I? Oh, I'm glad I'm in a never-ending frozen. Oh, there we go. There, I can finally see chat. Let's go. Woo! Undies from cringe. Yo, what's up, Ison? What's up, Usama bin Laden? What's up? What's up? What's good, my brother? Can't you just uninstall some of the mods? The thing is, it's Gary's mod. If you uninstall like some mods, it'll just turn into shite. So I don't think that's a very good idea. But welcome back, um, to the stream. Um, yeah, we're trying to figure out what we have right now. But I think we're gonna settle on Elden Ring, because that's the only game that I have right now. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Uh, let me just cook real quick. A Hollow Knight also. I kind of want to play Hollow Knight again. She was dope. Dope. Yeah, I was actually recording a Garry's mod. I was trying to record a Garry's mod video, but my game just kept crashing, so I just gave up on today. Gonna try again tomorrow to see if I can do anything. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. My game crashed like four times today, and yeah, and I don't want to uninstall any mods, or else I'm just gonna, send it down to the toilet, Fuck it, we're downloading Hollow Knight. I haven't played the game since uh today, but I think the last time I played was in 2020. That was the last time you've ever seen me play the game. Let's add some music to this. I don't want to bore you guys. Mm, or we can watch the origin of Sakura Miko, my favorite VTuber. Or have you guys heard about this catchy new anime where the girl is deer? Yeah, that's good. It's good. I like that. I like that. Oh, Hollow Knight's installed. Let's go. Oh boy, you guys better be ready for some high quality gameplay. Yeah, I'm gonna act like I've never played this before. Okay, I have a quick question for you guys. Would you guys continue watching my stuff if I would do anything besides Gary's mod? Is this the correct? Wait. Oh my god. We have a little bit. Okay, give me a second before we start this. I have to. I have to add a little guy to this real quick. Give me 1 second. I still can't see chat. Where is it? Image. There we go. We must add an image. Who is the image gonna be? Let's see. Mm. I mean, these are some pretty funny. Oh, if you know about this, you know. So this is my face cam. This is the live face cam. So we're gonna have to just put it down here. Okay. The text is gonna have to be what's the text gonna be? The text is going to be live cam, and you can't see it. Now you can. We got the live cam running, and now we're ready to play the game. All right. Thank you. Message retracted. I see that. I've seen what you said. Yeah, play what you want, brother. Don't care really. Cool. So that means. Oh, I didn't mean to the. Okay. Yeah, cause I would love to like. I would love to make like. Tell me if the audio's dog shit. I'll change it. Yeah, cause I would love to like start out like with making Gary's mod content, but later on just like switch over. Switch over to oh shit. What is going on? Oh, there you go. Yeah, I would love to switch over to just the stuff I want to do because I don't want to do Gary's mod for the next 10 years. Saying this now. Bob from Ohio. Nah, bro. I am Bob from Ohio, yes. I don't know why I am, but I am. I am Bob from Ohio. You could say that, yes. I'm trying to learn the YouTube's algorithms, you know? Oh, it's us. He's cute. He's cute. No problem, bro. I think it's kind of funny. Oh, I didn't mean to skip that. Oh, well. Oh, Hollow Knight. It's been like years since I haven't played. Oh, I know. I know about Hollow Knight. Okay, I don't have that item yet. I mean, I've never played this game before, huh? Do you think I should make like a VOD channel? Oh, okay. Because if I add like a VOD channel, it can just be like, me doing the funny on stream. Higher being, these words I can't read. No, I'm not singing that. You know what? Oh. True, I forgot you could heal. So true. Yeah, I didn't forget about this. Okay. Bro, I'm speedrunning this shit. Holy crap. Okay. I haven't played this game. Higher being reserved for you alone. Beyond this point, you will bear witness The laws of Hallow. That's a lie. Back in my day, and by when I mean back in my day, Twitch wasn't like this. Okay. I feel like a boomer now. This game got some pretty good. What's it called? Eh? Can I rest? Jesus. I'm afraid there's only me left to offer welcome. Our town's fallen quiet, you see. The other residents, they've all disappeared, headed down that well, one by one, into the caverns below. Used to be, what? Used to be there, what? Oh, used to be there was a great kingdom beneath our town. It's long fell to ruin, yet it is still draw folks into the depths. Back in my day, you could smoke weed on Twitch on... True. I actually know. A lot of things changed. A lot of things changed. Now you can't. Now you gotta be careful what you say online. Take me back to the old 2016 days. With Filthy Franku. Oops. Papa Franku and, when iDubbbz didn't fall off. I'm not supposed to go this way. They're all crazy, you see. When did Twitch start to fall off, actually? Oh, it's my G. Anubis, yeah. He's a real G. He's like the equivalent of Solaire in Dark Souls. He's a good one. If only Solaire could be here IRL. Give me your money. This is way too easy. I don't know the dude who said that. Wait. Oh. This way. I don't know the dude who said that saying. Ah. Yeah, streaming on Twitch is 10 times better. That was a joke. That was a quick trick. Oh. Oh shit. He is the Sunbro in Hollow Knight, if you think about it. Yeah, that's right. Except he's hollow. And, oh, shit. This game's too easy, bro. Oh my god, it's a worm, bro. They're so cute. Oh. Oh. You know what? I was thinking. I can't get that. I was thinking maybe I should have like a schedule of like when I stream. Because I was like, yeah. There hasn't been a video in a long time. I should probably just stream. Wee. Oh, it's this guy. I forgot his name. Yes, I will purchase this mask. Just... What? I don't understand your language. I'm racist. Alright. So, okay. I know where I'm at. Oh shit. It's a boss fight. It's a mini boss fight. There's gonna be more of them. I know. Yeah. Get their ass. Oh, they're spitting. They're spitting coom at me. Easy. Woo! Oh. This game is actually, it's supposed to be like a dark theme like shit, but it's actually pretty relaxing, I'm not gonna lie. Wait, give me this. Get the fuck out of here. Wait, you know what? I'm gonna probably change the stream title. Hollow Knight is fun. Aha. Hollow Knight is fun. Aha. Great title. Yeah, that's the title we needed. Oh, give me 1 second. Alright, my cat has a mouse. Give me a second. While you don't get bored, give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. So you're gonna have to watch this, and I'll give you an hour of Jeff the Killer.
Or reverberate.
Enjoy Jeff the Killer thing, because it's gonna take a while.
Rain poured down on Carpenter's Landing relentlessly. It was one of the worst storms the town had seen in years, and it showed no signs of stopping. Lightning flashed throughout the sky in massive bursts, with booming thunder following soon after. Following yet another long night of drinking alone in his dingy apartment, Jay Douglas tried to sleep despite the storm. Long black curtains covered his window to shield his eyes from the bright flashes that came and went, but he was left defenseless to the explosive sounds that always followed. His digital clock struck 2 in the morning when one such sound woke him from his deep sleep. The thunder was louder than before, reverberating through his entire room so loudly he could feel it shaking. The sound startled him awake, shooting up from his bed and swinging around his arms in such a fashion that it knocked over an empty bottle that had sat on his nightstand next to him. It fell to the ground loudly, hitting first against the lamp that sat next to it and then rattling against the floorboards, aggravating the hangover he could already feel coming on. Fuck, he mumbled to himself as he put his hand to his forehead and stared at the clock next to him. The pain in his head came in short, stinging bursts. It felt like at any moment it might split open. As his hand touched his forehead, he could also feel the cold sweat that had collected there. That was when he felt the draft. He slowly looked around his room, trying to identify the source of the mild breeze that brushed across his body. The window remained closed, the black curtain over it maintaining its stillness. The old dusty fan he kept in the far right corner of his room was turned off, just as he left it. He jumped suddenly at the sight of a dark silhouette in the corner of his room. Quickly, he turned his body over on its side, turning on the lamp next to him. It illuminated the room in an instant, revealing the shadow to be nothing more than the pile of dirty laundry he had let sit there for well over a week. God damn it, he said to himself, letting out a weak, sarcastic chuckle as he continued to observe his surroundings. The lamp helped him identify the origin of the breeze, with his sights finally locking on the left side of his room. The door was left ajar, slowly pushing open as if something had made contact with it. That was odd. Jay lived alone and he could have sworn that he closed the door behind him when he got home from work that night. He threw the thin blankets he was covering himself with off his bed, getting up to investigate. He nearly tripped over the bottle left on the floor as he made his way towards the door, cursing to himself as he struggled to regain balance. As he made his way to the door, he grabbed a hold of it to stop its movement, peering out into the darkness of his apartment to see what could have caused it to be left open. He turned to the left, being greeted only by the darkness of the hallway before him, then to the right, staring into his living room. That was when he noticed something else that seemed off. The window to his living room was left wide open, allowing the rain to pour in all over his furniture. The wind pushed around more bottles left on the floor, being heard clinking together faintly. Jay opened the door fully and made his way out of the room, stopping for a moment to lean against the wall and once again grab at his forehead. The longer he was awake, the worse the throbbing in his head got. It felt like someone was grabbing at his brain and squeezing, a sensation that was nearly enough to make him vomit. He stumbled his way to the window, making an effort not to trip over any of the miscellaneous bottles left about or his coffee table that sat right next to it, covered in burnt cigarette butts and ash. The carpet he had under his couch was drenched, combining with the frigid winds coming through the window to make Jay feel as though he were freezing. He shivered as he used all the energy he had to slam the window closed, and then he stood there for a moment. Did I open the window when I came home? He thought to himself, trying and failing to recollect the events that transpired only hours before. Jay came home in a drunken state, barely even able to walk through the door as he made his way to bed. Nights like this were common for him. It was just his way of working through the day-to-day life that was Carpenter's Landing. The town wasn't kind to him, nor the majority of people that made the mistake of calling it home. Sometimes it was easier just to spend the night drinking, hoping you'd forget everything the next morning. Eventually, Jay decided that it was for the best that he just go back to bed, not worrying about whatever it was he got up to hours before. His headache wasn't going away for a while, and the last thing he wanted was to stay awake any longer for it to get worse. He mustered up the strength to make the short trek back to his room, nearly falling over at one point and using the wall for support. As he arrived there, he practically collapsed onto his bed, not even being bothered to pull his blanket back over himself. Jay tried to drift back to sleep, but that was when he noticed something else that was odd. A smell that now permeated through his room. Burnt cigarettes. He knew that smell better than any, and it was strong. Not even bothering to open his eyes again, he felt around his bed blindly to see if maybe he had left any out in the open. Nothing. Perhaps if he were completely sober or in less of a tired state, he would have given the smell more thought, but the grogginess of sleep was washing over him once more, and the accompanying headache now felt like a hammer continuously hitting against the front of his skull. All Jay wanted was to sleep, and so despite his suspicions, he soon drifted off once more. He was found dead the next morning. The storm from the night prior persisted into the early hours of the morning when Samuel Morgan got the call. Another victim of the ghost stalker found dead in his apartment on Cable Crescent. He was barely awake, shaking off the grogginess as he assured his partner over the phone that he would be there soon. He slowly shuffled his way out of bed, making an effort not to wake his wife, who was still fast asleep. Samuel made his way to the washroom, inspecting himself in the mirror to see if he was presentable enough to go to the crime scene as he was. The many sleepless nights were not kind to him. His already wrinkled face now had the addition of dark bags that hung low beneath his eyes. His mustache was unkempt, with new gray hairs flecked in alongside the brown. The same could be seen from his hair, with what was left of it shifting to a similar shade from age and stress.
Good enough.
He mumbled to himself, making no attempt to tidy his appearance before getting ready. He simply slipped into his uniform from the day prior, grabbed whatever quick breakfast meal was left in the fridge for him, and stepped out the door before his wife could wake. The storm had somehow gotten worse than it was during the night. The sky was stained a deep shade of gray, bringing down cascades of dark water which flooded the streets like a river. Driving to the crime scene was a nightmare in that weather. Samuel had to take several detours due to his usual route being blocked off from the flooding, turning a 10-minute drive into 20. By the time he finally got there, paramedics were seen carrying the body out of the dilapidated apartment complex on a large stretcher. Samuel could see his partner, Norman Keller, waiting outside for him. The kid looked shaken up, as if this were his first crime scene all over again. He nervously paced back and forth in the pouring rain, letting it soak his uniform and drench his black hair that he kept slicked back to keep it out of his eyes. Lighting a cigarette, Samuel stepped out of his car to do the same song and dance he was used to by now. The moment Norman saw him approaching, he immediately broke free from the disassociated trance he was in, calling out to Samuel before he even got across the street.
"What the hell took you so long?"
he yelled, his arms folding into his chest. Samuel completely ignored this remark as he made his way towards his partner. Up close, he could now see that Norman was visibly shaking, but he couldn't tell if it was from the cold or whatever happened before he'd arrived. Norman went to provide the details of the murder, but got distracted the moment he got a good, proper look at Samuel. He pulled him aside, keeping his hand on his shoulder as he whispered to him,
"Sam, I thought you told your wife you'd quit."
Norman pointed at the cigarette in Samuel's mouth. The older cop rolled his eyes at the comment, pulling the cigarette out of his mouth and stamping it on the ground.
"Norman, does that really matter right now?"
Samuel said as he turned back towards the apartment, staring up at the sorry state it was in. The complex, just like every other building on Cable Crescent, looked like it should have been abandoned years ago. The building was one giant, soulless block of concrete with windows shoddily implemented into the sides of it to give the illusion of a proper living space.
"Just give me the details. Same as the others."
His gaze never broke from the building as he spoke. Norman shook his head and lightly facepalmed, embarrassed that he even let himself get distracted from what was at hand.
"Oh, right. Yeah, same as all the others. Caucasian, male, brunette, early 20s. Was found at around 5 in the morning by his sister who came by to check on him. Poor girl found him in his bed with his throat slashed."
Norman let out a long, exasperated sigh as he finished explaining.
"And what about the family? Were you able to get in contact with anyone else?"
Samuel asked, continuing the conversation as if he'd had it a million times before.
"Only family we are currently aware of is the sister. No parents we can contact, and we're looking into any friends who may have known him."
Norman said as he now walked in front of Samuel, trying to grab his attention.
"It's definitely our guy. Matches his whole MO to a T."
"Witnesses?"
Samuel responded, folding his arms as he slowly met his partner's gaze.
"Nope. Nothing new that can help us find our guy. Just another victim to add to the list."
As Norman replied, Samuel went to speak but was interrupted as his partner suddenly piped up again, oddly excited.
But that doesn't mean we ain't getting any closer."
Samuel looked at Norman confused, raising one of his bushy eyebrows as he spoke.
Yeah, Norman. That is exactly what that means."
He said sarcastically. Norman immediately continued, not letting Samuel's snide remark stop him.
No, you don't get what I mean. See, last night after you went home, I started doing a bit of detective work myself. And after a couple hours of digging into some old reports and talking to some people, I think we might be able to figure out who our guy is.
Samuel was surprised by the sudden conviction of his usually immature partner, but also took what he was saying with a grain of salt. Norman was, by all intents and purposes, still a rookie. He made reckless decisions that Samuel usually had to clean up after, so hearing this didn't inspire the awe that Norman had hoped. He tilted his head, waiting for Norman to continue.
Now, I can tell from your expression that you're skeptical, but trust me, I got something good here. Last night after you left, I got a call from someone claiming they had a run-in with our guy.
As Norman explained his process, he began to pace around in the rain like before.
I talked to them about it, and the account they gave me sounded oddly familiar. Like I'd heard the story before.
"Please get on with it."
Samuel grumbled as he rubbed his hands against his head.
"I was going to. You can't rush me here."
Norman responded, raising his voice slightly and moving his hands in an exaggerated fashion. It took him a moment to regain his train of thought before he could continue.
Anyways, I realized after talking to the guy why I sounded so familiar. A couple of guys a few months back reported some really similar encounters, and what do you know? When I decided to do a background check, all of these guys had the same description as our killer's victims. Caucasian, male, brunette, early 20s.
As he finished explaining, he stopped in his tracks completely, holding his arms in grandiose fashion, waiting for his partner's approval. Samuel did see the merit in Norman's research, but also couldn't help but find himself questioning it.
"Interesting."
He said quietly. putting his hand to his chin, lost in thought.
And what makes you think it wasn't a coincidence? Do you have any way of proving these people's stories line up with our killer?
No,
Norman said with an odd amount of confidence.
and that, my friend, is why I asked them all to come to the station today.
You what?
Samuel asked, now more confused than ever.
Why would you even ask these people to come to the station with no proof they are even involved in this? You're working on a hunch.
As he spoke, Samuel sounded more and more exhausted with Norman's reckless actions, now rubbing his hands against his head as if to fight off a headache.
Sam, buddy, look, here's how I see it. Right now, a hunch is the best thing we have to work with. We've got a maniac on the loose and not a single lead as to who he could be. I figured that we could give this a shot. Let these people tell their stories, see if what they describe lines up with our guy, and if so, that might give us the info we need.
Norman explained, waving his hands in all different directions as he spoke. There was a long pause as Samuel considered what his partner was saying. He ultimately let out a long sigh as he agreed to play along.
Fine, we'll go to the station and see what they can tell us. But Norman, this better not waste our time.
It won't be, trust me, I got a good feeling about this.
Norman cut off Samuel, already heading back to his car. As he swung the door open, he waved to Samuel, shouting to him from a distance.
I'll see you back at the station. Don't be late this time.
And with that, he drove off, splashing water from the street everywhere. Samuel soon followed his partner to the Carpenter's Landing Police Department, pulling over on the side of the road and stepping out of the car. As he made his way inside, he was greeted by Norman, who took him to where the three men were waiting to give their testimonies. Before they entered the room, Samuel voiced some concerns with his partner.
They haven't spoke to each other, have they? The man you called. I don't want their stories getting mixed up with each other.
He spoke sternly, making sure Norman understood what he was talking about.
No, they haven't. Each of them only arrived a little bit ago, and they're just waiting at the front desk to give their testimonies. None of their stories are going to be jumbled up with each other, so it'll be fine.
Norman reassured his partner, gesturing with his hands for him to calm down.
Now, if you want to wait in there...
He pointed towards the small room they stood in front of, the window revealing an empty white room with a table in the middle.
I can go get our first guy.
Samuel didn't say anything else. He simply opened the door and stepped foot into the interview room to wait for the first of the three witnesses. A few minutes passed by in silence, with Samuel reconsidering even bothering with this when he could be investigating any other leads regarding their killer. Before he could decide to just get up and leave, though, Norman arrived with the first of their witnesses. The man who walked in with him was a tall, larger fellow with brown stubble and a large black hoodie. His head was clean shaven and he had a friendly look to him. He and Samuel shook hands before he took a seat at the table across from the officers.
Sam, this here is Bruce MacDonald.
Norman introduced the man now sitting with them, who gave a small, awkward wave in response.
I'm told, Bruce, that you had a run-in with someone who may be the guy we are currently looking for. What can you tell us about that night? We want all the details that you can provide.
Samuel made sure to speak in a softer tone than his usual speaking voice to try and make Bruce as comfortable as possible.
Well, I guess I better start with what my buddies and I were doing before anything happened.
Bruce said, trailing off as he began to explain his account of what happened the night he came face to face with death.
A couple months ago, myself and a few friends went on a week-long bender, traveling around the city and getting up to no good. It was something I did far more often than I liked to admit. My buddy Jay in particular enabled this behavior in me, convinced me there was nothing else to do in the city and he needed friends to keep him company while he spiraled out of control. I don't remember much from the bender. Most of the time they were just a blur until I would inevitably get dropped off at home, sober up, and then get ready to go on another. What I do remember clear as day, though, was the night I dropped off at my apartment. It was a stormy night like this one. Rain flooded the streets so badly that Jay could barely keep his shitbox of a car on the road. Felt like a miracle when he dropped me off at my apartment late that night. I stumbled my way up the stairs to my floor, tripping over my own feet as I got to the door. I remember being so shit-faced drunk that I could barely even grab a hold of my keys to open the door, only to find out that I had made the stupid mistake of leaving it completely unlocked. I started cursing at myself the second I realized how badly I'd messed up, storming into my house and immediately checking to see if anything was stolen. I lived in a bad part of town. If you didn't lock your doors, someone was sure to take advantage of that the moment you stepped out of the house. My brother a while back had his whole place robbed just like that. A bunch of guys showed up when he wasn't around and took practically everything valuable that wasn't nailed to the floor. I remember I looked my whole apartment up and down, checking for anything that could have been taken. I looked through my drawers, opened every closet. Hell, I even looked through my fridge to make sure they didn't take any food. Maybe it was because I was so intoxicated at the time, everything was kind of a blur. But I remember being shocked to find that, to my knowledge, nothing was stolen. Maybe it was because I didn't have anything worth stealing. Maybe it was because I was just lucky, but either way the panic slowly faded from my system, and all I could think about after was food. I wanted to sober up at least a little bit before I headed to bed that night. I opened my fridge again, grabbing whatever miscellaneous items were in there to make the worst sandwich known to man, when suddenly all the lights inside of it went dark. I knew exactly what that meant, going over to the main light switch to my apartment and flicking it up and down. No lights. The part of town I lived in was known for having shitty electricity, so it was no surprise that the storm took out the power. I just let out an exhausted sigh and continued throwing together my delicious mustard and cheese sandwich, ate it surprisingly fast for how awful it tasted, and made my way to bed. I was quick to fall asleep. The rain outside was oddly soothing, and the alcohol running through my system had me feeling tired already. I would have slept like a log that night if not for the stench that woke me up only hours later. It was 3 a.m. when I shot awake, sitting up in my bed in a cold sweat. The smell filled my entire room, the rancid smell of burnt cigarettes and gasoline. At first I thought there had somehow been a fire, but when I frantically looked around the room it was too dark to be able to see anything. I blindly felt around the nightstand next to me for my phone, turning on the flashlight with what little battery it had left. That was when I saw something that I still remember clear as day, even in the dark of my room, even despite the grogginess and intoxication I was fighting off at the time. A hand. A hand that for but a moment was revealed sticking out from under my bed. A hand which quickly retreated back into the darkness the moment the light of my flashlight revealed it. I froze there for a moment, staring down at the floor in a surreal form of terror I had never felt before. I couldn't tell if the man under my bed knew I had seen him or not, but regardless, I pretended I hadn't. I moved the light around my room with trembling hands as I tried to identify anything else that was wrong. Nothing. The smell was coming from him. It had to be. I tried my hardest to think of what to do in the situation. I had to get out of that room, but I didn't want the intruder to know I was aware of his presence. Best I could think to do was play it off like I had woken up needing to use the washroom. I slowly shuffled my way to the foot of my bed, letting out a fake, tired yawn, and spoke under my breath something along the lines of, "Man, I gotta piss." I then tried to stand up and make my way towards the door, using my phone's flashlight to ensure I didn't trip over anything in the dark. As I grabbed onto the doorknob, carefully turning it so as to not look as though I was in a rush, I heard something that made my blood run cold. The sound of shuffling behind me, and a raspy, whispering voice that spoke to me from under my bed.
"Where are you going?"
He said to me, as I quickly turned around with the flashlight to reveal the source of the sound. The man was now climbing out from under my bed, struggling to pull himself out as his eyes locked onto mine. In that moment, I could make out all the ghastly details of his face. He was pale as a ghost. His skin looked like rough leather, and a disgusting, unnatural smile crept across his face all the way up to his eyes. It looked so painful, almost like his true smile stopped at a certain point and roughly transitioned into large, infected wounds that held the shape of it. His eyes were no better, wide and bloodshot with dark black rings stained around them. Hair clung to his head in patches, with what was there being long, black, greasy strands that went down to his shoulders. As he struggled to pull himself out from under my bed, I could see what he was wearing. A filthy white hoodie, covered in what looked like dirt and dried, dark blood. My phone battery died mere seconds after revealing the man, giving me only a brief glance at him before I was left to fend for myself in complete and total darkness. My fight-or-flight response kicked in. I let out a horrible scream, throwing my door open and sprinting through my apartment as fast as my weak legs could take me. I ran into my living room, tripping over the side of my couch and falling to the floor in the pitch-black darkness. I lied there for a moment, trying to regain my composure when I heard the sound of wet footsteps closing in behind me. That gave me enough adrenaline to get back up, booking it for the door and slamming it closed behind me. I remember running down the halls of my apartment, slamming on the doors of my neighbors and screaming for help. Eventually, one of them opened their door, a guy about my age who tried to calm me down. He asked what was wrong, and I told him that someone had broken into my home. His face went pale, and he beckoned me inside, pulling out his cell phone to call the police. It wasn't long before officers arrived and searched the entire premises. They couldn't find any intruders. It seemed like the man had slipped out in the time it took for them to get there. They asked me a couple questions, finding empty beer bottles and tobacco around my house. I assured them that he was there, and that I had no idea who he was. After that night, I was paranoid. I never left the house and kept everything locked at all times. I remember my buddy Jay tried calling me to go out, but I kept ignoring him, scared that if I left, that man would find a way back into my house while I was away. Eventually, he stopped talking to me, choosing to continue our destructive habits alone. Months later, I ended up going to rehab. The whole experience kind of scared me straight in a weird way. Seeing someone like that in my house, being that close to potentially dying, it put the state of my life into perspective in a way I never thought it would. Anytime I think about going back to my old habits now, whether it be weed or alcohol, I just think about that face staring at me from the dark, and it makes me think twice. I just hope my buddy is doing alright now without me. Anyways, the reason I came in here to talk to you two is because I've been hearing about the murders going on, about how this guy shows up at night and kills people in their sleep. Every time I hear someone bring it up, I just can't help but think it's the same guy I saw that night. I hope my story helps make finding him easier. Nobody should have to go through what I did that night.
With his story finished, Bruce McDonald let out a long, exhausted sigh. Samuel could see a great deal of relief all over the man's face, and for a moment he broke from his tough cop demeanor to give him a soft smile. Norman looked over at Samuel with concern, his eyes wide since the mention of who the two assumed to be Jay Douglas. Samuel met his partner's gaze knowingly, quietly shaking his head and hoping that Norman would get the hint not to tell the man in front of them what happened to his friend.
Thank you, Bruce.
Samuel said with a light nod.
Your story helps us a lot with this investigation. And don't worry, we promise that this man will be caught.
Bruce gave Samuel the same soft smile as Norman stood to escort him out of the room. As Bruce made his way down the hall, he passed someone who appeared to be making their way to the same room he was interviewed. A smaller individual with a skinnier build and dark bags under their eyes. Their brown hair was cut short and they wore a worn-out t-shirt and jeans. As the two passed one another, Bruce gave a small wave to the stranger. They simply passed him by with no regard and walked into the interview room to give their testimony.
My name is Ashley Carter. I was born and raised in Carpenter's Landing, unfortunately. Life wasn't exactly easy for me growing up. My older brother was a deadbeat, and my parents both ended up leaving us at some point when I was still young. So I had to spend the better part of my life putting up with that day by day. I tried not to let those experiences bring me down a similar path though, you know? I saw what it brought my brother to, and I wanted to be better. That was why instead of getting into drugs and alcohol like every other person who lives here, I tried to make the best of my situation. I did well in school, saved what little money I had, and I have been studying law at Tremblay Community College for the last couple years now. If all goes well, I'll be out of this town as soon as I graduate. All that to say, my story actually started at my college campus. I was up late one night working on a project. I was studying the Woods family homicide that happened a couple years back and completely lost track of time. The sun was setting by the time I'd noticed how long I was there. Looking at the time, I figured I'd worked hard enough and could make my way home to spend the rest of the night relaxing. I lived close to campus, only about 10 minutes away at the longest, so usually I just chose to walk instead of taking the bus or driving. That night was no different. I must have been halfway to my house by the time the streetlights began turning on one by one around me. Each of them flickered to life pathetically, with some of them glowing dully and others burning out completely as I passed them by. It was as these lights began to illuminate the streets that I noticed him following me. This guy in a white hoodie who walked on the sidewalk parallel to me. I didn't see him until one of the lights above revealed him walking in equal pace to mine. At first, I didn't pay him any mind. I saw plenty of guys like him on my walks home, and some of them had even approached me before asking for things like spare change. That was why I wasn't as alarmed as I should have been when he began to make his way to my side of the sidewalk. I saw him take a sharp turn onto the middle of the street, keeping his hands in his pockets and his head low. With the closer look I now had at the guy, I could see he was also wearing a white medical mask over his face that concealed most of his features. I was a bit worried by his quick approach, but rather than running or making a scene, I simply called out to him. "Hey, can I help you, man?" I shouted. The words caused him to freeze up completely, like a deer in headlights. He stood there in the middle of the street for a few seconds, until slowly tilting his head up to meet my gaze. His eyes were wide and bloodshot. I couldn't tell if he looked high or completely insane. The moment we made eye contact, his demeanor shifted into something completely different. Instead of quickly approaching like before, he now slowly and methodically advanced toward me with his entire body hunched over. With each step, he put all of his weight onto one of his feet, and the entire time, he never broke eye contact with me. Anytime I would step back or move suddenly in any way, he would freeze up momentarily and begin sizing me up like a predator stalking its prey. At this point, I was thoroughly freaked out. I didn't know what the guy wanted, and nobody was out there that night that could see what was going on. I started weighing my options. I worried that if I stayed there, he would try to mug me or something. But I also feared that if I suddenly ran away, he would give chase. You may think I am an idiot for deciding to do so. But in the moment, I just decided to stand my ground and find out what this guy wanted from me. He continued his slow, animal-like advances until he was standing about 3 feet from me, still remaining in the middle of the road. With how close he was, I could catch the scent of something burnt coming off of him, like scorched hair and oil. It was foul and almost made me gag.
Yo, this is
I tried stepping back from
30 minutes to catch a goddamn mouse. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Ugh. Finally, we can continue. That goddamn mouse. Ooh. Ooh, fucking mouse, man. Oh, wait, give me a second again. He's a like a bado. Hell yeah. Ugh. My God, I'm tired of this. There. People gonna have to. Easy. Ugh. I have crippling depression. Okay. I don't know about this. Hey! I know about this, so. Oh God, he looks so dangerous. Woo! 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 Oh God. Woo! Uh-oh. I think I fucked up the fight. My bad. My bad, G. Kinda fucked up the fight. I didn't mean to end it this way. Welcome back to the stream. I'm glad that you could be back. Wow. Wow. I'm actually glad that you're here back with me, because I would be very sad if no one would be here with me right now. Hello, little guy. Something important has drawn you down into Hollow Nest's corpse, but I won't ask. I will ask what. Perhaps the reason you found me is because you need my help. Say no more, friend. I'm going to give you a gift. A nasty little spell of my own creation. It's just perfect for little ones like you. Ho ho ho. Yo ho ho. Yeah. Yeet. After I just pass out. Let's go. Vengeful Spirit. Tap C. Okay. Sounds easy enough. Alright, I don't need help. Oh my God. Alright. I can't stream that long anymore. I'm gonna have to leave soon. I have to get up early tomorrow. I must get up early tomorrow. Do some IRL things. I'm a busy man. I'm a busy man. Nice. Get away. I'm dead? Okay, wow. Yeah, that only took me like almost 3 tries to get. Let's go. Bitch. What is this? Oh. What the hell? Oh my god. Yeah, that's how you get full HP easily. I legit have no idea where I'm going, by the way. Oh. Oh. Nah, that's just foul, man. Heal up. Bitch. Bitch, you missed. How about... Where are you going? Come here. You ain't going nowhere, motherfucker. Let's see... Oh, let's see how long I can keep this, Oh. There you go, thank you. Motherfucker. Ooh, look at me! Oh. Easy. Lua Gamer, hi! Hi there. How are you today? Or this afternoon, this evening, I don't know. For me it's nighttime, so I'm just gonna say good evening. Yes, I can finally achieve... How do I equip this? Wait, I remember. Give me a second. Okay, I think I'm back. Oh, we're so back. Oh, we're so back. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I heard my annoying voice. We're good. Okay, no lags now. That's a job. Yeah, that was some quick thinking on my part. It's the quick maths, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, I missed you. If you're feeling lost, why not pop to our store in Dirtmouth and purchase a map of this area available now for an excellent price? Corniver. Thank you. Quick meth? Yes, quick meths. Oh. Because that's the only way to actually do the math. How do you think the, No, I'm not going to say that. Ugh. If I die once, I'm gay. Baby, you got something in your nose. Thank you. Oops. If I die once, the stream ends. So we're not gonna die, basically. That's how it's gonna be. Yeah, I fucked up. Oh my god! Just jump. There we go. Oh my god, I have to get through this. I'm gonna... No death run. Yeah, no death run. I've tried actually doing it because there's an achievement you can get for no death run in the Hollow Knight. It's just I've attempted it so many times I just gave up. Maybe if I become the face of you. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'll never be him. I'll never be the face of. Okay. I will never be the face of Twitch. I mean YouTube. What am I saying? YouTube is for, I mean, Twitch is for nerds. Haha. Can't get on my levels, son. Just skip this in boss entirely. Oi! Can't just jump right here. So I realized if you want to become like the best Twitch streamer on the planet, all you have to say is just random bullshit, and people are just gonna clip it out of context and just repost it. That's how you become stream famous. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know, man. I've never seen someone like actually like not be viral by not click like clip farming. Probably the probably the easiest thing you can do. Ow. This is the easiest boss in the game, by the way. Oh! Oh! You almost got me there, little little scarab. Oh, yeah. Bitch. Bitch. Get fucked. Yeet. City crest. Yeah. Look at this. I forgot where I can use a city crest. Yeah, I know where. Don't worry. Fucking easy, mate. Oh shit, he actually kind of. Oh my god. Oh, what? Stop. I'm almost dead. Chill. Oh, there's a secret. Thank you. I said if I die, I'm gay. Baby, you got something in your nose. Oh, almost died to that guy. Woohoo! Woohoo! Fucking easy, GJ, for that Quebec, mate. Oh, I'm not Quebec. What the fuck? That's not an insult. I'm German. I'm German. I'm Germany. Oh shit, this guy's dangerous. Yeah, nah, I'm not even gonna deal with this guy. Woo! Baby, you got something in your nose. Smoking that crap, but you feel the holes. Yeah, I'm not dealing with this shit. Fuck that. Oh, I know where to go. Oh wait, I can do this. Give me a second, wait. I'm gonna show you my skills right now as a gamer. Alright, fuck. Give me a second. God damn it, I'm good. Holy shit! God damn it, I'm good! God damn, that's how good I am as a gamer. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, please don't die. I'm not done yet. Uh-oh. Stop it. Stop it! Stop it! Oh my god. I almost turned gay, my guy. Whew. I almost turned gay. That shit ain't happening. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I knew it. I needed you. Okay. Now I can do it. Now I can do it. The no gay run. Let's go. No way that just happens. Oh shit. What? What? Ew! Brother, ew! Okay, let me go. We are not turning gay just yet. I refuse to. Ah, god damn it. Ah. I need that one item. I need that one item. Hey! Stop it! Oi, 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 you better stop it, mate. Cranky. Oh. Oh, look at this dude. Oh. Sly. I know this guy. He's like master. He's like the master swordsman. He's like Yoda, but if Yoda was cool. Where am I, by the way? Oh, you know what? There's an important item that I'm missing. It's really important for this playthrough. If I ever want to become good. Where am I even going? Nah, brother. Nah, brother. Ah, for fuck's sake. You know what? You're right. Yoda is cool. You know what? I'm sorry. It's just that sometimes I see him and I'm like, come on, he's green. They could have picked any color like orange or red or yellow. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Where am I going? Yoda could have been green. He could have been yellow. He could have been something good. Bring me to Dirtmouth, an item that I must acquire. There is an item that I must accumulate. Where am I? The fuck was that button supposed to be? Nice! The store's open. Oh shit. Never mind. You didn't hear what I just said. But I would, yeah, huh? Hello? Highly recommended if you're having trouble finding your way in the maze. I am having trouble. Yes. Thank you very much. I will have this. Thank you very much. Okay. Alright. But I need to stop streaming for now. I'm gonna have a video out by at least today. I mean tomorrow or this week. I'll have 2 videos out by this week, by the end of this week. So don't worry. All right, but I gotta go. Have a nice day. Sorry it was a short stream. Fucking mouse being a bitch, cat being a bitch as well. But you know how it is. All right. See you next stream.